All right, everyone, welcome back to another deep dive. Today we're focusing on something a lot of you have been asking about.
Okay.
The Oceanview Life Sky Harbourview multi-year guaranteed annuity. I know annuities can seem pretty confusing sometimes, but hopefully today
Yes, definitely.
we can break this specific one down and you can leave feeling a bit more comfortable about how it all works
For sure.
and maybe how it could potentially fit into your retirement plans. We're talking guaranteed growth tax advantages and protection against market volatility,
Right.
which are all things that sound pretty good when you think about retirement.
Absolutely. Those are key considerations for anyone planning for retirement. Really, it comes down to understanding what this annuity offers and figuring out if it aligns with your own goals and risk tolerance.
Okay.
So let's jump right in and unpack this Sky Harbourview annuity.
Yeah, so first things for what exactly is this Sky Harbourview thing? It sounds more like a fancy vacation spot than a financial product.
Uh-huh. You're right about that. It's actually a single premium deferred annuity. That means you make one lump sum payment upfront,
I see.
and then that money grows tax deferred until you're ready to start using it during retirement.
So it's kind of like putting it away in a safe place and letting it grow.
Exactly. And what's interesting about this particular annuity,
Okay.
it offers fixed interest rates for set periods.
Okay.
You can choose between 3, 5, 7, or 10 years.
Okay. And so what happens during those years?
During that time, your money grows at the fixed rate that you locked in at the beginning, regardless of what the market does.
So no matter what happens out there in the market world,
Right.
my money is just safe and sound growing at that fixed rate.
Exactly. That's the appeal for a lot of people. That predictability that you're not subject to the ups and downs of the market, at least for that portion of your retirement savings.
Okay, so this is starting to make a bit more sense. So it's like I'm choosing a nice steady ship that sails along at a predictable speed.
Yeah, I like that analogy. Instead of jumping on a speedboat that could either zoom ahead or get tossed around in rough waters.
Right, exactly. But what happens if, let's say, while my money is locked in at this fixed rate,
Okay.
interest rates suddenly go way up?
That's a great question, and it's something a lot of people ask about. The truth is, if you lock in a rate and then interest rates skyrocket, you would be stuck with your original rate.
Oh,
You wouldn't benefit from those higher rates.
So I would miss out on those gains.
That's the trade-off for having that guaranteed return. You're protected if rates fall,
Yeah.
but you also miss out on the potential upside if they rise significantly.
Okay, so it's kind of like having a steady paycheck. You know what to expect, but you might not get any of those surprise bonuses.
Exactly. It's about balancing risk and reward.
All right, that makes sense. So let's move on to this guaranteed growth everyone talks about with annuities. The material says it's backed by the financial strength of Oceanview Life.
Yes, that's right.
But what does that really mean for me as an investor?
Well, any guarantee is only as good as the company standing behind it. And Oceanview Life has a very solid reputation in the industry. They're known for their financial stability, and they have strong ratings from independent agencies
Oh, right.
that evaluate the financial health of insurance companies.
So those ratings are important to look at.
Absolutely. They provide a level of reassurance that the company can actually fulfill its promises.
That's good to know. I mean, I definitely want to feel secure about where my retirement money is going.
Of course.
So what about this tax-deferred accumulation thing?
Ah, yes. That's a really big benefit of annuities. Essentially, it means your money is growing without being taxed year after year
I see.
until you withdraw it in retirement.
So it's like getting a little tax break along the way.
You could think of it that way. It allows your money to compound faster,
Okay,
which can lead to a larger nest egg over time.
that makes sense.
And since you'll likely be in a lower tax bracket in retirement,
Uh-huh.
you'll end up paying less in taxes overall.
Very interesting. Okay, so life is unpredictable, right?
That's for sure.
And plans can change. What happens if my circumstances change down the road?
Right.
What if I need to access my money sooner than expected?
Well, the Sky Harbourview annuity offers some flexibility in that regard.
Okay, good.
You have some options. At the end of the term, you choose.
So at the end of the 3, 5, 7, or 10 years?
Exactly. You have some choices. You can withdraw some or all of your money.
Okay.
You can move it to a different investment, or you can renew for another guaranteed period.
At the current rate being offered at that time.
That's right. And if you don't actively make a choice,
Okay.
it automatically rolls over for the same term at the new rate.
So it's not just like a set it and forget it type of thing forever.
No, you definitely want to stay informed about those renewal rates as they approach.
All right, good to know. So let's talk about accessibility. what if like an unexpected expense pops up?
Like what?
A medical bill, home repair,
Sure.
or even just a fantastic opportunity I want to jump on. Can I access some of my money before the term is up?
You do have some flexibility there. With the Sky Harbourview annuity, you can withdraw up to 10% of your account value
Each year?
each year without a penalty.
After the first year?
Correct.
Okay.
And they also have some waivers on those withdrawal charges in certain situations.
Okay, like what kind of situations?
Things like needing to cover nursing home care.
Right.
Or if you have a terminal illness.
Well, that's good to know. It's good to have those safety nets in place.
Absolutely.
Okay, so while we're on the topic of what ifs,
Yeah.
I have to ask, what happens to the money in the annuity if, if someone passes away?
That's where the death benefit comes in.
Okay.
You designate a beneficiary.
Right.
And they would receive the full contract value without any penalties.
And what if my spouse is the beneficiary?
In that case, they might also have the option to continue the annuity in their own name.
Oh, wow. So it just keeps going.
In a sense, yes.
Wow. That provides a lot of peace of mind.
It's definitely something to consider.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the details of this annuity, but who do you think it's a good fit for?
Well, I would say this annuity could be a good option for individuals who are seeking stable, predictable returns for a portion of their retirement savings.
Yeah.
It's not designed for everyone, though.
Right.
For example, if you're more comfortable with market risk and you want the potential for higher returns,
Right.
even though they might be less predictable,
Uh-huh.
or if you need frequent access to your money,
Okay.
then other options might be a better fit.
So it's all about finding the right tool for the job.
Exactly.
Well, this deep dive has definitely given me a much clearer picture
Okay.
of the Sky Harbourview annuity and how it works. It's got me thinking about how much value I personally place on that guaranteed return, especially considering how unpredictable things are in the economy these days.
It's a really important conversation to have with yourself and maybe with a financial advisor
Right.
to determine what's best for your individual situation.
That's great advice. And if anyone listening wants to get personalized advice about whether this annuity fits into their overall retirement plan and risk tolerance, it's always a good idea to reach out to a qualified financial advisor,
That's right.
like the folks at Diversified Insurance Brokers.
They can provide expert guidance tailored to your specific needs.
Perfect. All right, so that wraps up another deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And be sure to check out the show notes for additional resources and information on annuities. Until next time.